Hey, if you were spending hours on Instagram stories that disappear in 24 hours, you're going to love Pinterest. It's a platform where your content can work for you for years and not just days. Welcome to Pinterest in 10 minutes a day, where I am here to empower busy moms take control of your online business using a 10-minute a day Pinterest marketing strategy. My goal is to teach you the ins and outs of Pinterest marketing, organic Pinterest marketing without paid ads. I'm going to share success stories and provide actionable tips to help you grow your online business or your Etsy shop. I need to cut out the online business, but to grow your business. So get ready to learn how to make the most out of your time and limited resources, and let's get some big results. We're going to dive in. So Pinterest is the most often overlooked platform compared to other social media platforms. And it's not so much as overlooked, I feel like, as much as it feels foreign. A lot of people love Pinterest. They love using Pinterest, but they don't know how to convert that personal use into business to actually get something from Pinterest. Or you hear people raving about Pinterest and traffic and sales with ease, but like you haven't seen that. And that's because Pinterest is actually a search engine. You want to think optimization more than a social network like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, that type of thing. So this distinction actually makes it super uniquely suited for driving in traffic and long-term consistent results and sales. I have pins from 5 years ago that still bring me in traffic. Okay. I have a separate business that I first started. It's actually how I learned how to do Pinterest marketing. And it's the Merrill Project, and it teaches families about food storage and emergency preparedness. And I post a new blog post maybe once every 3 months with maybe one pin, and I don't do anything. But Pinterest has been bringing in me leads daily and following those leads with the email sequence and money through that, and I don't do anything on Pinterest. Okay. So Pinterest can bring you traffic for years to come. And that is the potential of it being a search engine versus a social media. So why does it work for busy moms? Why does it work for entrepreneurs? Why does it work for small business owners, Etsy shops, that type of thing? First off, it is a visual search engine. So Pinterest actually relies on the pins and the image to capture attention. Moms are quick to visual content because you're able to look at something and see whether you have time for that or not. We don't have a long time to watch videos. Sometimes I know for me, I'll turn on a YouTube video and listen to it, but not actually watch it, or we do podcasts. But even that being said, when kids are in the background, or when you're trying to focus on this bread you're making and you don't want to get the recipe wrong, you still can't listen to that content. Or we want to read that content. So there's a little different ways, but Pinterest, the visual aspect of the pins itself, attracts moms, and it attracts these busy moms and these women. We are such visual people. And Pinterest allows them to see what's going on and to get a feel of that pin before they commit to clicking and reading a blog post, listening to a podcast, or watching a video. So, an example, let's pretend you're a mom searching for quick dinner ideas. You open Pinterest and you see this mouth-watering image of a 20-minute pasta dish, right? 20-minute pasta dish. And you see the picture of the pasta and you click on it and you go through the recipe to the blog, and the visuals pull you in instantly. So the image of Pinterest is a huge thing of getting that click or not. Now they might click and go to that 20-minute blog post and be, oh, I don't have that ingredients, and pop back, versus them looking at this image and it's a 1 hour enchilada recipe or something like that. So the visuals of pins with the image and the impact of putting that text on the image is so powerful and will draw a lot of that woman audience to you. Now, there are more men on Pinterest now than 5 years ago, but it does draw those quick moms, those busy moms who are looking for help. Okay. The second reason why Pinterest is so valuable for website traffic is, unlike other social media platforms where content gets buried in feeds, Pinterest operates, like I said, like a search engine. Users search for specific topics using keywords, and these keywords are organized into the boards and making them easy to find. So as a pinner, most of the time, you don't just hop on Pinterest to scroll the feed because you're bored, right? That's what you do with TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Those are the social media platforms I'm most familiar with. But that's not what a pinner is. Typically, they hop on Pinterest with an idea in mind, like modern house decor. And then they type that in and then they scroll through the feed looking up that modern house decor or budget home decor or quick dinner ideas and that type of thing. And so when you use Pinterest as a search engine, these pinners don't go to your boards to look for pins. A user is going to type in budget home decor and they're going to search for pins, and whatever pin draws their attention is going to be most likely to get that click and to get that traffic. Okay. Pins that were posted 2 years ago still get seen on Pinterest. And that is why Pinterest is a gold mine for website traffic. Your content doesn't disappear. In fact, the first month that you post a pin may not even get much traffic, but 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the line or next year, it's going to be bringing that in. And the biggest thing with Pinterest is you're typically find about 1 to 5 pins are your major money bringers that bring in the most traffic, but it takes a little bit of time to build that up. So Pinterest does get buried. They say the lifetime of a pin is about 3 to 6 months. And when I say lifetime, I mean for it to really start going to its peak, but these pins can still get saved. So if you post something about summer activities, it will disappear over the wintertime and pop back in the summertime. Okay. The third reason why you want to use Pinterest for traffic is, like I mentioned a little bit earlier, it's the content has a long lifespan. So with Instagram, with Facebook, those posts get gone in a day, 2 days, and maybe 3 days top, right? But in 2024, the 2024 content that you have out there, you can still be seen in 2025. That is what is so nice about Pinterest. Like I said, I haven't posted on my first Pinterest profile or my first Pinterest business account for years. I'll pin here or there. So let me rephrase. I don't have a consistent strategy. When I post a blog post, I'll post a pin, but I still get pins daily from pins that I posted over 7 years ago. Okay. So Pinterest has this long lifespan. It is a search engine. So Pinterest relies on these pinners, these people who are going on a Pinterest to type in a keyword, and then the visuals attract them in and your content can last forever. And that is why it is so helpful to busy mom entrepreneurs and why it can be your secret weapon to getting traffic. Okay. I actually had a client who posted a pin for a holiday gift guide. This was way back in, when was it? Oh, 2022, I want to say. And it did nothing. It did not help her at all. One, because she posted it, you think of holiday gift guides in October, November for that holiday season. It did nothing. But when I talked to her again a few years later, last year I was talking to her, she was getting in so many visitors. And every year it comes back. Those pins show up again for that holiday gift guide because Pinterest produces that evergreen content. Okay. All of your pins become evergreen content, which is super, super cool. And as a busy mom, it can feel really tiring to always have to be on the bandwagon of creating posts and posting it at the certain time of the day and scheduling your posts. But not only going that is you posted something, now you have to go back and drop the link, or they commented Jess and you have to email them the link, or you have to engage on this post. You have to engage on other people's posts so they come back and engage your post and all the following and all this stuff. And I'm just getting panicked. Woo! Just thinking about it. Pinterest, it doesn't happen quick, but you don't have to deal with all of that stuff. It is a long-term strategy. Invest in the 2, 3, 4, 5 hours of getting that profile set up, of doing that keyword research, of getting your board set up, and you will start seeing traffic over the long term, and you don't have to spend as much time on social media. In fact, when I have students go through my organic Pinterest marketing growth course, they cut 3 hours a day, or they cut 3 hours a week with their social media because they've been through it, because Pinterest starts bringing them in more and more leads with their 10-minute a day strategy versus constantly having to feel that grind of posting on Facebook and Instagram and creating that content board. Okay. So if you know me, I'm going to give you an action step at the very end of every podcast. I believe in taking action is the best thing for your business. And I believe in taking guided action. So there's that action where you're just doing stuff to be busy. And then there's guided action where you're doing stuff to actually legitimately grow your business. And that is what I'm here for. So if you haven't already, your action step is to go set up your free Pinterest business account. log on to your Pinterest account, select add free business account, or if you don't have a Pinterest account, create your own free business account, okay? Definitely keep your personal one. I don't recommend going back and deleting that because you're going to keep all of your pins on your personal account, and your business account is going to be directly related to your business, okay? So keep that personal one, set up your free business account, and make sure you are only pinning and creating that business account for things that are related to your business content and your niche, okay? I'm going to go ahead and share a blog post in the notes about the top 5 things to do after you've set up your Pinterest business account. So if you already have your business account set up, your action step is to go to that blog post and check to see if you can do any of those things, okay? And I just wanted to share a quick story about Sarah. She has 3 kids. And when she came to me, she had been working on Instagram for years, and she had paid for people to create content for her. She had paid for support and tips, and she was only getting a few clicks each month to her site from Instagram. And she was getting about the same amount of clicks from Pinterest. And so she decided not to give up on Instagram, but she decided to try for Pinterest for a little bit, which is where she found me at. And we talked, and I gave her tips. And after she updated her Pinterest profile from the Pinterest audit, um, she gave me feedback 2 months later. And after the first 30 days of getting her profile, everything I gave her for the audit, after she had applied that within 30 days, she had 165 clicks from Pinterest. Okay. She went from 3 clicks from Pinterest to 165 clicks from Pinterest in that 30 days. And her Instagram was the same thing. It was still doing it. And that's the power of Pinterest. If you have your profile set up with keywords, you have your board set up, and you have a consistent pinning strategy, it can bring you in so much traffic because it is a long-term strategy for growing your business. Get your profile optimized and you will start seeing growth, okay? Pinterest not only saves you time from having to be social because you don't have to go engage on pins and heart on pins and comment on people and follow people, but it does give you that long-term strategy for us busy moms, for us entrepreneurs that are working a job and doing this as a side hustle. But the best way that you will save time is a Pinterest audit. So I highly recommend looking into getting a Pinterest audit. I provide a few different tiers of a Pinterest audit. People get just as much benefit from the lowest tier as they do from the highest tier. Honestly, a lot of them start with the lowest tier and make changes, and then they come back and then they get the next step up because they understand Pinterest more and they're ready to dig in more. But that is the biggest way to save time with Pinterest, is to get your profile audited. But first, you got to get your Pinterest profile set up. Okay, guys? Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, head on over to my free Facebook group called Woman on Pinterest. Again, I'll put the link in it down below. I'll do the link for your blog post, for Pinterest audit information, and for your Facebook group. Go ask all your questions in that Facebook group. I'm in there answering questions, and I will chat with you guys later. Bye for now.